Pleasant good morning to all our attendees to the music webinar this morning. I'm very happy on behalf of Caribbean Export Development Agency to be once again partnering with ITC in the UKTP project, that's the International Trade Center. In this project, the execution of this project and the discussion, I believe, on this very important topic. And as you know, it's a series of 3 different topics addressing the issues of music. And as you would know, we are going to deal with marketing, distribution, and publishing. Today, the series will be focusing on marketing, and we do hope, as our last set of discussions on the music sector was, that we will have a very interactive session. So today, once again, we have our very learned presenter, Carlos Delgado, who will be presenting on the topics on marketing. As you know, we have partnered, as I indicated, with the ITC UKTP project. We're also glad to be collaborating with the coalition, the Caribbean Network of Services Coalition in this effort. And we know also that the Caribbean Directorate, in its discussion with the ITC UKTP project, is also part of this because they also note and understand the importance of what we're doing here. The development of the music sector continues to be of importance for all our partners involved. And we have before the business of music training program, but you realize in the new COVID environment that there was need for us to, upgrade the program and to make it more relevant and to deal with some really important and pertinent issues at this point in time, why we have sought to address these 3 areas. So the expectation is that once we have completed these series and we better understand in terms of from your response, that we will be able to further upgrade our business of music training, that to become more relevant and address all your concerns and issues, or most of your concerns and issues. So without much further ado, I will hand over to our dear moderator, which is Tiana Mora, which you would have met also on our first music on the digital pivot that we did with music several weeks or about at least months ago. We look forward to a very interactive session. And as I indicated, out of this, we're looking to upgrade our business of music training. And so what we hope to, we like for you as well as we send out our monitoring and evaluation questionnaire, that persons respond adequately and respond to it so that we can take all your concerns into consideration together with your input in the sessions today and upcoming. So once again, thanks. And we look forward to a very good session. Tiana, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Alison, and welcome everybody. Like Alison said, we from the UKTP program are also very happy to partner with Caribbean Export on these initiatives. In our part, UKTP program is managed by the International Trade Center, financed by the now, with that new name, the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK government, the United Kingdom government. So our music expert, Carlos, today is taking, I would say, is from our webinar in May. A lot of questions for you were about pivoting in the digital economy. And as Alison said, we are upgrading what the business of music training was and giving you a specific, actionable information and advice and tips on how to capitalize on the marketing and the distribution and publishing in the digital context, because that's where we are in a COVID era. So Carlos, as you might recall, or if you are new, is our music expert from the UKTP project. He is honorary graduate for the Berklee School of Music, and also an MBA, and has worked all his short but intensive life in the music industry in all different aspects of publishing, royalty, marketing. So a lot of good experience at your disposal. So with that, Carlos, please put your questions in the chat and we will address it at the end of the presentation. Go ahead, Carlos.
Great. Thank you, Diana, and thank you, Allison, and good morning to everyone. A couple of ground rules. Definitely any questions that you have, put them on the chat. We will address them uh, after I finish the presentation, and any ideas that you want to bring forward too, especially if they're the opposite of what I'm presenting, that would be great if we can get you to share those. So today, what I put together are guidelines for marketing in the digital world. Things have changed in the music industry every 5 years. We've seen fundamental changes every 5 years in terms of distribution, marketing, access to royalties, to copyright. So I'll say every week a new piece of information comes in on how people are working through the COVID pandemic, for example, and that has been a very dramatic situation in the music industry right now. But most, if not all, of the artists that I'm speaking with who have basically stopped touring and stopped performing live are still doing marketing, are still doing distribution, are still registering their copyright. So yes, a big part of the industry is, in practical terms, is completely stopped, but that doesn't mean that the other areas have to stop because of the COVID situation. So today we're going to speak about marketing, and I'm going to go through a couple of different guidelines, as I mentioned, and specific pieces of information that I understand you can start to use right after we finish our conversation today. So marketing, if you wanted to leave the presentation right after this slide and take this and internalize it, I will be happy. Okay, so the first thing that I want to share with you, marketing your releases is key for building your career. And I'll go more in depth about this. So you're an independent artist, you spend 3 months recording an album, you recorded a music video, and you made t-shirts. First thing you think about, well, I'm going to share it with my family, I'm going to share it with my friends, and they all tell me, oh my goodness, this is the best song that I ever heard. That's great. I'm going to send it to Carlos to see what Carlos thinks. I'm going to tell you, well, what I think doesn't matter at all. So don't ask me for feedback about your music. Forget about me. Forget about your family. Forget about your friends. Think about the market at large. Okay? And how can you access the market at large? Well, look at the icons at the bottom. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. These are completely free platforms where you can establish your pages with, you can have the same Facebook page as Drake, as Rihanna, as Michelle Montano. Same thing with YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So you definitely need to have some sort of digital presence, and not only have it, but make constant updates and keep it relevant to 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 be relevant to the target markets that you're looking for. So think about marketing as the activity that's going to take you beyond your friends and family circle to the broader market, and that's what's going to sustain your career. So again, marketing your releases is the key for building your career. Second bullet, marketing is an ongoing exercise. So think of marketing on a 6-month basis, on a yearly basis. Don't think of marketing as I'm going to release my album and for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to go to radio stations, TV shows, and that's it. I'm going to wait till my next release to do some new marketing again. That's going to do something, but it's not the ongoing effort that you need to have to be relevant in your realm. So again, marketing, definitely think of marketing and act on marketing as an ongoing exercise for the development of your career. Third bullet, there should be some form of marketing for some, if not all of your releases. So what does this mean? Well, if you're going to invest 500 US dollars for recording your music and $500 for a music video, definitely set out a budget for marketing too. So when working on your music, when working on your new tracks and your new releases, always set a budget for marketing. Um, and don't let marketing be the last thing you think of. Even before you're going to release something, think about, okay, this is going to be my marketing budget, and this is what I'm going to record. Uh, Definitely some sort of marketing for some, if not all of your releases. Uh, Fourth thing, marketing efforts should be conducted based on a schedule and a budget. And this is an area where I get a lot of, well, Carlos, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but you, anyone can definitely plan for at least 80% of the things that they're going to do for the next 6 months. So September 2020, do you have a plan for your Christmas song? And that's a specific question. Are you going to release a Christmas song? How are you going to market it? That's something that it's completely under your control, and it doesn't seem unfeasible for you to have your Christmas song ready in October and your marketing budget ready to start promoting it on December 1st. So that's Christmas. But anything else, your new video, your new recording, you can plan recordings in advance. You can plan your marketing budget also in advance. So schedule something, knowing that, yes, uh, can't account for everything, but if you put something on paper, you can definitely plan for at least 80% of the things that you're going to do in the next 6 months. And I'm not asking for a 5-year plan. I'm saying, hey, sit down, make a plan for your next 3, 4 releases, your next marketing efforts, and your next marketing budgets, knowing that 20% of the things are uncertain, but most of the releases can be planned and can be under your control. Okay, so the fifth point here, marketing on online platforms allows for good identification of target markets, fast feedback from the audience, at a large and easy connection between multiple platforms and content. So some people tell me, well, Carlos, 20 years ago, I could sell CDs for $10, $15. Uh, Now I have to get 10,000 streams to make $100. Like, great. That is a fact. But could you get from selling a CD on a store that you weren't there? Could you get data about who bought the CD? Was it male, female? What was the age? Where were they based? What were the other tastes in music that they had? Very tough to do it. Not even the large record labels could have that level of detail on the profile of the customers. With digital platforms, with Facebook, with Instagram, you can market to anyone you want at a pinpoint level. You could go on Facebook ads and say, okay, I want to market to people in Kingston who are between 18 to 25-year old, who like reggae, who have lived in Montego Bay, and who like to play sports. You can get to that sort of detail when doing Facebook ads. So uh, you're not selling CDs, but you are getting a level of detail that took thousands, if not millions of dollars 20 years ago when doing a marketing campaign. You're getting that level of detail basically for free on Facebook and on the other digital platforms. So definitely take advantage of that level of identification of target markets and identification of niche markets in basically any country where Facebook is. So the last thing on this page, marketing efforts contribute to gather metrics valued by potential business partners. And this is an example that I've been using for 7 years So if you've seen webinars or if you've spoken with me directly, you can probably tell this better than I can. So let's say I'm a music promoter based in New York, and I have two artists to choose from for my next show. Hopefully, live shows come back very soon. Artist one, I get a 10-page resume, graduate from the X conservatory, rated #1 in the world, studied piano, guitars, and drums with this, and that person, knows how to play all Beethoven sonatas with his feet, for example. That's one. On the other hand, I get something very succinct. Uh, I have 10,000 followers on Facebook in your city. My last post saying that I was going to play in New York was the highest rated post, and my last video had an extremely high number of viewers from New York City. If I had only those pieces of information, I will go with the metrics because that's what's going to make money if I'm a promoter. Regardless of your formation, aspiration, trajectory, that's all good. But in today's world, as everything is so transparent, uh, promoters, it's much easier than ever to make a decision, and they're going to base it on metrics. Who can draw the most people to my venue on this specific date? Uh, and Facebook doesn't lie. Basically, some people buy likes, but that's becoming less prevalent. So definitely focus as part of the as the ongoing exercise. Definitely focus on building your metrics and building your market on different cities, different countries. That's definitely going to be a deciding factor on you connecting with business people on your different markets. So platforms. Let's go on different platforms here. Free to access. Anyone can go on YouTube. Anyone with internet can go to YouTube and establish a channel. So if you're an artist, definitely get a YouTube channel. The second key thing here, get a personalized URL. What does that mean? Well, that's the difference between
Carlos?
YouTube. Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, Carlos, but the slides, we're not seeing the slides moving. We're still on the first one, so just making sure that we are
All right. Hold on.
slide. Just make sure that's going okay.
What about now? Can you see platforms?
Yes, now I see platforms. Yes, excellent.
Can you see YouTube now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great.
Okay.
All right, great. So uh, definitely establish your channel, get a personalized URL. And that's the difference between youtube.com/Carlos135JXKWCY or youtube.com/Carlos Delgado. Looks much more professional, looks clean, looks like someone is thinking about this page and keeping it up to date. So you can Google, get a personalized YouTube URL, and what you're gonna get are 3 or 4 different things which I can read. I don't know if you can see it, but basically have 100 or more subscribers, be at least 30 days old, have an uploaded photo, and have uploaded channel art. Those are the 4 things that you need to get a personalized YouTube URL. Uh, Definitely Google it, and I will put it on top of your YouTube page priorities. Definitely upload a high quality photo and banner, and something that I've been referring to as the digital real estate. In any space that you can, add links. So links to your social media, links to your streaming platforms, and this goes specifically on the more information section of your videos. It's great if you can say, yes, I'm Carlos, I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I play merengue. It's even better if you can link to your website, if you can link to your Instagram, if you can link to your different streaming sites to keep people clicking. So that's gonna establish a good platform for your YouTube page to keep people clicking. And that's, I'm going to say that many times, keep people clicking anytime they look at any of your different sites. So on YouTube, marketing actions, definitely focus on high quality content. Uh, One of the things that I mentioned, YouTube is free for everyone. So that means that if I'm on YouTube, I'm sharing the space with Drake, with Adele, with Demi Lovato, with BTS, with all the top artists in the world. And if people had a choice, if they had limited time and they had a choice, they will go for the highest quality content. So definitely focus on producing high quality content on any occasion that you can. It looks good, it might seem good to post, the casual video that you recorded on your phone with the camera moving, or with, oh, I just came up with this song and there's bad audio. Looks good, but at the end of the day, it doesn't help the purpose of bringing forward quality content, because you're competing with everyone once you are on YouTube. Okay. Uh, Plan uploads in advance. As I mentioned, I'm giving you the first idea today. Start working on your Christmas song. Start composing it. Start recording it. Start thinking about Christmas songs to cover, and plan for releasing them on December the 1st, and plan for marketing them on December the 1st too. So establish a marketing budget and plan uploads in advance. Break the ice and run a campaign. And again, uh, some of these things are science, some of these initiatives are art. And in terms of marketing on digital media, it's a matter of what fits you, what fits your budget, what fits your level of activity. And people tell me, well, Carlos, I don't know how to run a campaign on YouTube. You don't know because you haven't done it. Again, Google is your friend. You can Google how to run a YouTube campaign. The two keys here, beyond the technical aspect of who am I going to target, for how long I'm going to run the campaign, constant effort on the full marketing spectrum, and some sort of budget. What type of budget? Well, rather than focusing on an amount, what I can tell you is focus on a budget that you can sustain throughout 6 months, throughout a year. Rather than investing $10,000 on a 1 month campaign, invest $2,000 in 5 months, if that's what's going to sustain over time. Even if it's $10, $5, whatever you can sustain, that will be the best marketing budget for you. The channel's data, and going back to the first slide, now more than ever, there's full transparency in terms of who's looking at your videos, for how long, from which country. So definitely make the most out of the data that YouTube gives to you for free. So even if you're not running any marketing campaigns, your channel is generating metrics, and that's what's gonna help you call the promoter in New York. Hey, promoter, my last video got a lot of likes on Facebook. My last video got a lot of views in your city. Let's speak. I want to play there. Okay, so definitely make the most out of the data. And again, this is the art part of it. Adjust marketing parameters and improve on marketing action. So marketing is not a one-time thing. It's a constant effort. The more you do it, the more you will know the different nuances that your market has, the more you will know how to best use your budget. So I will say, break the ice. Definitely run a YouTube marketing campaign, analyze the data, and going back to the beginning, make it a constant effort. Facebook. Establish your artist or band's page, personalized URL. On Facebook, it's much easier than on YouTube. You don't need to be on the platform for months. You don't need to have X amount of likes. You can claim your customized URL from the beginning. And again, upload the high quality photo and banner, make the best use of the digital real estate. So complete all contact information, engage in conversations with fans, and keep people clicking. Okay, so again, similar to what you should be doing on your YouTube video page, video information page, put your Instagram on Facebook, put your Twitter on, put your official website, your email address, your Twitter, your phone number. There's space on all Facebook pages to put that information, and that's also something that's going to keep fans engaged. Okay. For the marketing actions, upload high quality content and plan uploads in advance. So again, it might seem very creative, inspired to upload a low quality cell phone video with the camera moving and low lighting, saying, "Oh, this is my next big track." That's great. Think about how the fans perceive those types of uploads when comparing them to everything else that's on the platform. So definitely focus on quality content, both audio and video. And again, for every platform, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, plan as much as you can in advance. And again, the Christmas example. How are you going to promote your Christmas release on Facebook? You can definitely start thinking about that and thinking of specific steps that you can take. Facebook ads, and I see that it's probably the first mainstream digital platform that allowed you to focus on markets as specific as you want. So if you haven't run a Facebook ads campaign, I'll tell you that you can go in and choose people based on where they are located, their gender, their age, their interests, their affiliations. You can find a market of one if you want it, as specific as possible on Facebook. So definitely take advantage of that service. And the art part of every digital marketing campaign, adjust marketing parameters and improve on marketing actions based on what you see. Now, one of the key elements of every music career, and I'm thinking career 5, 10, 15, 20 years, is that not every song is a hit. So think about the biggest artists in the region, the biggest artists in the world. Not everything that they release is a hit. Not everything that they release is loved by everyone. So the marketing campaign for a song should be, okay, I'm releasing a new song. I'm going to dedicate 2 months of energy and budget as the initial marketing. If people like it, let's run it for an extra month. If people don't like it, well, next track. And keep the experiment going. You know, for every 10 songs that Adele releases, and I'm going to the highest level, probably 3 or 4 are hits. Probably out of every 10 song album that she releases, and she's a great artist, 4 tracks are singles that get the high hundreds of million streaming numbers. Everything else, well, it's an Adele song, but it's not a hit. So imagine, you know, taking it to a smaller level. Uh, take that approach. Not everything's going to be a hit. The marketing campaign is to get beyond the family and friends circle, get it to the general market, and understand if they liked the song. If they liked it, give it an extra month of marketing, perform it on your shows. If they didn't like it, well, next song. You have a career behind and ahead of you to keep building. So those are the things to keep in mind on Facebook, Instagram. Again, with every platform, one of the priorities should be to get the personalized URL. Instagram, again, as easy as Facebook. You don't need to have X amount of subscribers or anything. For the verification, yes, you need to have some parameters to get the blue check mark. But for a personalized URL, uh, not as necessary. So again, high quality content, and use the digital real estate on your Instagram to provide additional links to keep people clicking. So with YouTube, with Facebook, keep people clicking. So there's something called Linktree, which allows people to put 5, 10, 15 different links of other sites. And I've seen a lot of people putting their Linktree page on their Instagram, as well as their management company info, their email, their phone number, their official website, any current activity that they're supporting, whether it's a social or political movement. You can put it on your Instagram profile and keep it current, keep it fresh. Marketing actions here are not as different as Facebook. They are based on high quality content, a marketing budget, Instagram advertising, a similar platform to Facebook advertising, and again, making the most out of the data. Uh, Instagram marketing might be based more on specific things rather than on a full song marketing campaign, but that could be integrated as a supporting effort to a larger, wider song promotion and marketing effort. So a sample plan. And the first thing here, uh, we're going to talk about money. Uh, to open a YouTube, a Facebook, and an Instagram page, investment is zero in terms of the amount of money that you need to put out. You have to dedicate some energy, of course, to setting up the pages, getting the personalized URL, making the most out of the digital real estate to keep people clicking. But in order to be on these platforms, you don't need to put any money up front just to be there. So a sample plan, this is something that I could say, hey, artist X, Y, Z, anyone who's in this webinar today, in this conversation, conduct 2 campaigns over the next 4 months. Take a budget of 10, 20 US dollars and make it work. Think about who to market to, choose a market as specific as possible, give a campaign a specific timeline. Again, the budget, something that's sustainable to you. If it's $10, if it's $5, I think $5 is the minimum. For Facebook, as a very general guideline, when speaking with independent artists, they tell me that about 125, 150 US dollars for a US marketing campaign is something that shows them a bit of results in terms of more likes, more followers, more views, more streams. So that is a very general US reference of an amount to invest on a campaign, knowing that it's not only one time that you're going to invest $150 on a marketing campaign. It's something that you should do periodically with the mindset of this is an experiment. If people like the song, well, instead of 150, let's do an extra 50 and keep it running for an extra month. If people didn't like the song, then next song, next marketing campaign, and next target market. Something that I'm going to stress a lot, and I've said it before in different words, have all the content ready at least 2 weeks before the campaign start date. So a very bad example, because it's about me, I had this webinar ready about a week ago. I made some modifications last minute because there's a couple of news articles that I read yesterday that I think are relevant to this conversation, but 80% of the webinar was ready. Let your releases be ready 2 weeks before the planned release date, and that gives you room for, well, I found out that people in a different country that I was planning for are liking my songs. Well, that gives you time to understand if it's feasible to include that country in the marketing campaign. It gives you time to understand if if the release should be on September the 15th or if it should be on the 20th because something happened on the 10th in your country that made people not think about music. So definitely look for organizing and having as much control as you can over your releases, and that in the short term and over time that's going to be a plus. It's going to add more formality and more of a method to your work and to the results. Uh, Something that has to be done constantly. Look at your page and channels data constantly. Not go every minute to see how many likes you receive, but every week, during, before, and after a marketing campaign, go to your different sites and understand what you're looking to achieve. So for my next Facebook campaign, I want to achieve 20 more followers in Jamaica. Look at your data before the campaign, look at the data during the campaign, and look at the data after to understand if the campaign was successful. And again, back to the art part of marketing, understand what did you do? Was it successful? Was it not successful? And adjust and next campaign. Remember, this is a constant effort. Evaluate, adjust, and improve on all the above. Again, your career is not a one release, it's not one video, it's something that spans years, decades. So everything is a constant effort and a constant test to understand if the general market likes your music, likes that specific release. And again, if they like it, give it more time. If they didn't like it, next song. That's the experiment. And you know, something that I mentioned before too, and I'm gonna read textually. Each artist discovers optimal, feasible budget and length of campaign after organizing many moving pieces. The above are sample guidelines. Break the ice. Don't feel overwhelmed. Once you run a Facebook campaign, once you establish the target market and the budget, you'll see that Facebook does the rest. You know, in terms of connecting with the people, getting your ad to the market that you chose, and the data uh, is generated and sent to you, sent to your site. So definitely constant activity, definitely a great level of detail that you couldn't get when doing physical sales in the past. The marketing campaigns, definitely use a schedule. You can plan 3 marketing campaigns in advance. And again, I know you're getting tired of this one, but I'm planning for my Christmas marketing, for my Valentine's Day song, and for my Carnival song. These are things that if the world ends, they're not going to happen, but I'm 95% sure that all these things are going to happen. Uh, Christmas, Valentine's, and Carnival in your country, whether it's in person, whether it's remote, but these are things uh, that you could schedule for. And I'm thinking of very general uh, times of the year. I'm sure you have your own times of the year in each country, or you have your own times of the year with each of your fan bases. So definitely look for things that you can plan for. That's going to be 80% of your work. The extra 20%, yes, things that happen on your day to day. So plan for digital and non-digital actions. This webinar is focused more on the digital side, but the non-digital, I'm sure all of you have done them and are aware. You know, the visits to the radio stations, the visits to the TV shows, appearances, potential sponsorships, shows. So think about your activities as a big picture. So the marketing efforts that you do on every platform should not be separated from the things that you're doing on the physical realm. Should not be separated from your radio station, TV station visits, from your sponsorships, from your live shows. Everything must be thought about together, and that way, you know, 1 + 1 would equal 3 in this situation. So number 3 here, establish specific tactics for each release, and the tactics are the art form here. Yes, you're going to spend 5, 10, $15 on by week, by month on your Facebook, but how are you going to deliver the content to your fans? Is it directly to them? Is it through a boosted post? Is it through a YouTube video calling fans to do something, to go to your site? Tactics, there are an infinite amount of tactics that you can do. It's just a matter of making them your own, owning up to them, and putting them out there to understand the results. Plan your campaign with a mix of factors, including posts, stories, and different time frames. So that's something key to each of the campaigns. Think about as many things as you can for each. Again, 80% can be planned, 20% is based on your day-to-day activities. So take control of the 80 and be prepared for the 20. And something again that I mentioned from the beginning, establish your own feasible budget focused on consistency. So rather than the $10,000 for one campaign for a month, figure out a budget that you can sustain for 6 months, and that's specific. Think of how much could you invest for the next 6 months that allows you to invest the same amount over time, and that's definitely going to bring better results than one big thing and then disappearing from the realm. So generating metrics. This is important, and this goes back to not Carlos likes my song or my cousin likes my song. This is the market likes my song or the market likes my presence. It all starts with the investment. Let's say you invested $5, $10, $15 on a specific campaign. What are you looking to get in return? And this can be a mix of factors. You want more likes, more followers, more streams, more playlist placements, chart placements. That's part of the planning. You can plan for 80% of the things that you want. 20% can be the surprises. So I was planning for 100 likes, but the song went viral, and now I'm on every TV show, every radio station because they want to speak with me. That could happen. Those are the great surprises in the music industry, and the people who have gotten those surprises know how good it is, to plan for something and then get 10 times the results. So plan for a result so you can evaluate the investment. And the two key questions: what works for you in terms of a consistent investment over time, and what are you looking for in returns? So if you're looking for streams on Spotify, then focus your Facebook marketing campaign on sending people to your Spotify page. You're focusing on people subscribing on your YouTube page. Focus on your Instagram campaign, sending people to your YouTube page and asking them to subscribe. So there's a couple of layers apart from the marketing side and connecting to specific artists. The second layer is, what are you looking for in terms of the return? And for every artist, there's something. And again, can plan for 80, 20% is going to be the surprise, and you'll get more surprises the more you do this exercise. So expectations, fast and slow results. The short-term results are the extra 10 likes, the extra 1,000 views, the extra 500 streams on Spotify. The long-term results are the ones that build your career, that take you from 1 year just playing in one country to in 3 years being able to play in 3, 5 different countries throughout the Caribbean. And that builds out slowly. And I'll give you a couple of metaphors. And I really like food. Fried food is done quick, it's fast, and it's great. My favorite dish, the Peking duck. A good Peking duck takes 3 to 4 days to prepare, from the time they start to the time they serve it on your table. So think about those dishes on your table. You're gonna have your fried food. You're gonna have your Peking duck also on your expectations and on the results that you want to get when conducting marketing campaigns and when when thinking about your career in the bigger term. So plans, again, some people tell me I'm not going to plan because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's correct. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow, but take control of the 80% of things that you're more or less certain that are going to happen. And again, 3 examples: Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Carnival. 95% sure that those things are going to happen in the next couple of months. So those are things that you could plan for if you were looking for the safest bets. So this is an Excel sheet, and we can share this with all attendees. It's a template. Uh, Thinking about the next 3 songs that you're going to release, and I've shared this template with a couple of artists that I work with. So sample song number 1. Let's say we're thinking about this in July. So I'm going to release my first song in September. I'm going to release a recording, a video, full video, and a video with my photo and just the lyrics. Where am I going to promote it? I'm going to promote it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm going to have a specific hashtag. How much am I going to invest? Well, say $20, because that's what I can invest for the next 3 songs. I have a $60 budget. I'm going to spread it over 3 songs. And then actions in the non-digital platforms. I'm going to go to radio and TV stations. Also, I'm going to do live shows. So this is something done 2 months in advance. You can start lining up everything 2 months in advance, 80%, and then integrate the additional things that start coming up. Again, sample song number 2, going to release it in November. I already have the audio ready. I already have my music video ready. I already have my lyric video ready. It's just a matter on November 1st, uploading everything and putting the budget to work in terms of the $20 for this specific track. And again, sample song 3, the Christmas song, going to release it on December the 10th. By October, I should have my audio ready. I should have my video. I should have my lyric video ready. And on December 10th, it's just a matter of clicking and putting the marketing budget to work for me. So this is a simple and very specific tool to help you organize the upcoming releases, which is one of the keys for any marketing activity. So results. What's going to be the result? What are you looking for? Remember, any investment that you're making in marketing should be focused on what am I going to get? Do I want more likes? Do I want more streams on YouTube? Do I want more streams on Spotify or Napster or any of the platforms available in my country? So think about the before and the after. And this is, I'm looking at this after. So let's say I'm looking at this on December 25th, 2 weeks after my last song release and months after my September release. Where was I before? So before the September release, I was at 100 YouTube subscribers. After the release, I was at 150. So there was a change of 50. It went up. And one of the things that this Excel document has is the formulas are in there. So you just need to put in the before and the after, and then you get the change. Something else that I want to share. Look at sample song 2, November 1st, Instagram followers. In this case, to have some fun, I put in, well, my Instagram followers were at 11,000 and they decreased at 10,000 for a 403 decrease in numbers. What did I do on that campaign? What may have turned off some of the people that follow me? Those are things that definitely are important when analyzing your different marketing campaigns. And not everything's going to be positive. You're going to see increase in followers, decrease in followers, increase in subscribers, potential decrease in subscribers. Make the most out of every piece of information that you get, and you get the information for free from all these from YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So great service and great platforms to market and to get the results in very tangible numbers. So to wrap it up, um, marketing is definitely one of the keys for building your career. Everything should be treated as an experiment, every release. Think about Adele, Drake, Taylor Swift, Michelle Montano, if we're thinking about the Caribbean. Uh, they're amazing artists, but not all of their tracks are hits. So they look for whatever they think is going to be it's going to perform the best. They market it. If it doesn't work, well, next track. I have a career. I have more songs. So uh, market everything. Uh, the schedule and plan for everything. Establish a professional online presence. Personalized URLs on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram are easy and free to get. Uh, Learn about what works for you by conducting marketing campaigns on various platforms and analyzing the results, the before and the after, and understand what was successful and what wasn't successful. Plan your releases. We're going to share this. It's called the music planning calendar. Not a groundbreaking creation by any means, but it's something that, from my perspective, puts together everything that you should be thinking about in terms of a marketing campaign. What are you doing? When am I releasing? And how much money am I investing on it? And evaluate results constantly and be consistent based on your capacity. Better to invest $20 over time than $60 one time and not have anything else to keep going. So that's the first part of the presentation for now. If you have any questions, happy to take them. Thank you so much.
We don't have questions at the moment. Uh, yeah, so, um, oh yes. What is the benefit of having a personal website domain?
All right. Well, the today's world is relying less and less on a personal website and more on your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok profile. What I will say the main benefit of it is that it's another area where you have control. So you can build your entire career on Instagram or on Facebook, but tomorrow Facebook may say, well, I don't want to be in the Caribbean anymore. I'm shutting down my Caribbean operations, and anything that you had in there is gone. Uh, Not likely that's going to happen, but think about what's happening with TikTok in the United States. It's a big, geopolitical situation where the president is saying it's going to ban TikTok in the U.S. Anyone who built her career on TikTok is should be looking another way, another place where they can upload their content. So, benefit of your website, I will say that gives you more presence online. It's going to make Google find you sooner. Probably going to get a first page result on Google when people look for your name and your website is your artist name or your personal name.com. And it's a place where you have more control of what you can put out and what type of presentation you can put together for the people who are exploring it. And a follow-up question: will this website be for you as an artist, for a company? What are you thinking about for the person who asked?
Okay, meanwhile, there's another question. What do you think about the ones that have a higher frequency release? Once a month, once a week? Is there still value in that?
Okay. Um, yes, first answer, and second, it depends. So if we go to the mainstream, and this is a global example. About 4 to 5 years ago, Drake started releasing music like crazy. I mean, every 2 weeks there was something. Boom, boom, boom. Uh, in the digital world that we live today, that's great for being on top of mind of everyone. So if you're looking for attention, that's going to keep you relevant on a constant basis. And a parenthesis here, a specific tactic that people have been using for a while is saying on Facebook, next release in 1 month, get your pre-order ready or check back in 1 month. That's good for planning. At the same time, if you have someone's attention in today's world, give them something right away. The check back in 1 month may not be as effective as one may think, because who's going to remember 1 month from now when scrolling through Instagram and seeing hundreds, if not thousands, of different inputs on a daily basis. So I wanted to make a parenthesis about the strategy, and then first of all, yes, it's good to release often because it keeps you relevant. The second, it depends. Are you releasing constantly and supporting every release with a marketing campaign, supporting it with a quality photo shoot or with a quality video? If the answer is yes, then by all means, release constantly. If one of your releases, or what we can refer to as a release, is a cell phone video of you playing the piano, I wouldn't count that as a release. I will say a release is something that has YouTube content, that has Spotify content, and that has something, whether a post or a series of posts on Facebook and Instagram. So think about, when thinking about a release, don't think about the track. Think about the track, the video, the potential lyric video, and the marketing budget. So that should be the full package of what a release is. Not only a 30-second video and that's it, but a full package, thought out in advance. And in the case of Drake, he's working with a major label, so he has all the resources to produce quality material and to put um, marketing money behind everything. Uh, so you think about this. This could be a good plan in terms of if you're going to release constantly. Think about one release per month. Uh, how can you plan it? Well, I'm going to release 12 tracks. For 3 of those, I'm going to have formal music videos. For all of them, I'm going to have only lyric videos. So during the first week of the month, I'm going to release the song. During the second week, I'm going to release the music video. And for the last 2 weeks, I'm going to have the lyric video. So within one release, there are multiple pieces of content that you can also put out based on the same track. So from the song comes the music video, the lyric video, the remix. So one tactic could be to make the most out of one recording. So you have the recording, you can make the video, you can make the lyric video, you can do the remix, and you can do the the studio version with only vocals and guitar. Of course, if it's a good quality thing. So uh, it all depends on the quality. And yes, if you have marketing money to put behind it, then by all means. But think about the full package of what it releases, the musical content as well as the marketing budget for it.
We have several questions related to their website. For example, one says that if they are a music teacher and an artist, should they have two websites or one? And the other says, should the website be personal one or as an artist, and the other should be my website of the record label website. So
All right.
it's the
I'm
artist.
taking notes. I'm taking notes about the question. So I mean, it all depends on who you're trying to target. Do you want your music fans in New York to see you as the reggae artist, or as the merengue artist, or as the soca artist only? Or do you want your fans in New York to see you as the reggae artist, as the teacher, and as the father or mother of three sons and two dogs? It's just a matter of what type of message you're trying to deliver. And a good reference for this, and I don't know who asked the question, so I'm gonna ask you a question back. Think about your favorite artists right now. How are they presenting themselves? What do you like about what they're doing? What do you don't like about what you're doing? In terms of the website, I'll say you have the fullest control in terms of how to set it up, what type of content to put in. So it's a matter of how to present yourself. You wouldn't want to dilute the message too much. So if you're an artist and you're also giving lessons, which one is a priority for you? I'll say go with the priority, and yeah, dedicate some effort to the additional activities. But uh, do you want people to know you personally beyond your music persona? If that's what you want, then by all means. And again, quality content, whether it's your family life, your teacher's life, your artist life, as long as you're putting out quality content, that's great. From my part, um, I'm thinking of mainstream artists and even regional artists today on their social media sites. They always do some professional stuff. They always do some family stuff. Uh, I'll leave you some homework. Look at the artists that you follow and figure out which posts get more attention. Do their family posts get more attention than their musical posts? And that could be a reference to what can work or not work on your example.
Another related, is there value in having one site with several artists or with videos and promotion from several artists?
Well, I mean, if you're a label, a management company, a publishing company, or an agent that's first of all promoting a brand, and underneath the brand, the five, six, seven artists, that's great. I mean, publishing companies, record labels, managers, agents, they have a website under their umbrella with the different artists. So yeah, if that's what you do, then, and if you have an artist roster, then go ahead. You can also think about the if there's an artist collective, for example, different artists in different genres who work under one name. That's also great. It will always be good to have some sort of uniting factor. So, I wouldn't see an apparent unifying factor between a merengue artist from the Dominican Republic and a classical musician from Russia to put something out there. So if there's something disparate, they might not be the best strategy. But if there's some uniting factor that you, as the unifier, is trying to bring forward, then yeah, that should be valid.
Yeah, I think we can continue just to let people know that they will get copy of the presentation, and also all the trainings are going to be put in the Business of Music platform that Caribbean Expo has. So we can continue.
All right. So one of the things, the 80/20. 80% of the conversation today was going to be about the webinar that I had prepared. Uh, Second thing that I wanted to share, live streams. A year ago, live streams were there, but no one thought about them as a something essential. Nowadays, to keep connection with fans and to play live music and to make some money, live streams are gaining a lot of traction. In recent weeks, we've seen how large companies have either purchased uh, live streaming platforms who are active in the past or have started their own live stream operation. So definitely look into live streaming. And there's an article from the music business blog called "Who Will Own the Virtual Concert Space." It's much larger than these three images, but they profile three different companies working on three different realms. Check out these three companies. Dice is a live streaming connection, which takes care of everything, setting up times, monetizing your different live stream situations, and bringing you another platform to connect with fans while the live performances are on hold. Wave, same thing. They're more focused on creating virtual concerts, and then Spotify is also opening a virtual events section on its platform. So these are international companies that are gaining traction, and I understand they're gonna keep growing because they're providing a very good platform for artists. Two key companies who have been present in live streaming for a while. Stage It, if you don't know it, definitely uh, look at it as a platform for you to conduct live streaming, connect with fans, and collect money also. And another one, Bands in Town, the number one artist services platform with over 530,000 artists with their super fans. So if you see this screenshot that I made, these are live streaming shows that are going to happen. It's more focused on international artists, this specific screenshot, but if you go on the site, you're gonna see who's in there too. From Sting, I'll say top of the food chain on this list, to many independent artists are using Bands in Town to live stream. This is another source of income that if you hadn't activated it, then now is the time, because regardless of the corona situation, people still want to listen to music. It's just live music has been compromised, but it's the desire for fans to connect with you. It's definitely uh, still there. Some data here from Bands in Town: 45,000 music live streams from 14,000 artists since late March 2020, when the COVID situation started in this part of the world. 75% of the streams are by emerging artists, those with less than 10,000 followers in Bands in Town. On average, 2,700 live streams on a daily basis listed in Bands in Town. 62% are based in the US, and 3 million fans are active in Bands in Town. So definitely a good platform. You should definitely explore it. Figure out what you can do, and live streaming. That's definitely something that should be part of any marketing campaign, especially during the COVID situation. And from the artist side, uh, and this is an open question for you, have you done any live streaming since live music has been compromised? If you haven't, then Bands in Town, Stage It are two platforms where you can start. Um, and you can make money on it. So 75% of surveyed artists, they have performed a live stream, up from 45% in April. And this is a survey of a couple thousand artists, so I'll say it's a significant sample. 22% of these artists have asked fans to contribute, either by tipping whatever they want or buying a ticket with a specific price. So it's another source of revenue apart from royalties and downloads and performing rights. So this could complement the live music that's gone. And 70% of the artists are planning on increasing the number of live streams. So the space is going to get much more active in the next couple of months. I'll say in the next couple of weeks, since everything is growing exponentially. And in terms of timeline, thinking about the question about how often should we release, if you look at the fourth bullet, more than 30% of artists are planning to live stream at least once a week. And you can do the live stream where you're with your guitar in your living room, or you can add some production values to it. You can bring a band, you can work with some lighting, you can bring someone in to do the mixing of the show to make it as professional as possible with the given circumstances. So definitely take a look at live streaming. Stage It, Bands in Town are two platforms that I highly recommend for you to break the ice on live streaming if you haven't done so. And this is the end of part two. So if you had any additional questions, then this is the time.
Yes, there is a question about what is the best way to network with U.S. music supervisors as a Caribbean artist. How do it's best if you do it by yourself, if you go through any other means.
Great. All right. So let me share an article on the chat that I was thought about including as part of the 80%. So best way to network, and I'm going to quote specifically from the article, which I'm going to send. So I didn't come out with the recommendations. Let me I have it right here. These are from two successful songwriters that have been around for a while, and they put together a list of 5 things. I'm putting the link on the chat right now, and we can go over it together. So if you want to network, you definitely want to have something to network about. So if you're speaking with a professional, which I'm sure you are too, they want to see how is your online presence. So think about the Facebook page with the quality content and the personalized URL, to be as specific as possible. They want to see how much work have you done in the past. They want to see some sort of credentials. So kind of a chicken and an egg, but everyone started at zero. Mozart wasn't born knowing music, and we know the story. So everyone starts at some point. And I'm going to read the 5 things from the article. Prioritize quality, not targeting an audience. So think about quality releases, quality recordings, quality beats, if that's what you're doing, quality guitar solos and quality guitar parts if you're a guitar player working on the studio. Think about quality, not jumping on some sort of bandwagon over time. The second thing, cultivate the relationships through preparation and otherwise. How do you cultivate relationships? Well, send 5 emails per week to music supervisors. Hey, music supervisor X, I am Carlos. I am from the Dominican Republic, and this is my Facebook page. I recently worked with this movie. I recently worked with this artist. These are my links, and I'm interested in connecting with you. If you send 5 emails, probably going to get 1 response. If you send 20 emails, you're going to get 5 responses. If you send 100 emails, you're going to get 20 responses. Okay, so it's definitely a numbers game. Apart from the best credentials that you may have, time and place are also a key part. Some people call it luck. I'll call it the right time, right place, right track. So make it a constant exercise, the networking. Number 3 on the article, collaborate with different songwriters and producers whenever possible. So apart from having your own body of individual work, look for opportunities to collaborate. And instead of doing 2 tracks on your own a month, now you're doing 4 tracks because you collaborated with 2 other artists, and you have twice as many tracks to bring forward to any conversation. This one is interesting. Number 4, develop supplemental skills to complement your top lining abilities, so your main abilities. Supplement something else. The conversation with independent artists turns a bit unfair sometimes, because as an independent artist, you have to do everything. Everything is in your hands. You have to record music. You have to distribute. You have to sign up with all the performing rights organizations. You have to do your marketing. You have to come up with the money to the marketing. You have to network. And according to this these suggestions, which I think are valid, you have to develop a supplemental skill. So what is a supplemental skill? Well, I'm a great writer of beats for soca and reggae, and I can also play guitar, but not the rock guitar that everyone plays. I can play guitar with a Caribbean infused tone and a Caribbean infused um, comping and melody creation. So that's another the X factor that you can bring to the table. So yes, you have to do 1,000 things to get people to stream your song one time, and you should definitely think about what other X factor you can bring to the table in terms of an additional skill. And the fifth recommendation here, develop a large body of work. So if you're starting today your career, you have one track, but if you release a track, if you record a track or a beat per week for the next year, now you have 50 beats, or 52, 51, depending on the length of the year. So that's part of the long-term results that you are trying to build over time to keep building on your career. So that will be the advice. Um, it's interesting that you asked that question, because I read the article a couple of days ago, and I thought about sharing it. So it's on the chat. Very good information, and two main. If you wanted to take away two things, how to network? Well, network constantly. Reach out to people via email, via LinkedIn, via Instagram, Facebook. You can get your hands on most people's contact info, whether direct or through their sites these days, which is good. So the first thing, to network, you have to network, and the second thing, bring something to the table that can be interesting to the person you're reaching out to. So your body of work, the quality, and the potential underlying connection that might be there between you and the person you are reaching out to.
Right. I
Any
think there's no new questions. Again, we will share the presentation, and since we have another session on Friday on this, but it's another topic is distribution. But if some of you have some questions of something that want to be addressed by Carlos, you can send us the questions, and we will try to include and address them on the 4th, on the next one. So yes, you will receive, I think automatically, Caribbean Export has said that you receive automatically the presentation, like I said. So hopefully we'll see you on the 4th at 11 again. Thank you, Carlos, for your presentation. And remember, on Friday, we are talking about distribution and how you talk to distributors so that they can take your music. So any questions you have related to that, but even to these current sessions, I'm sure Carlos will be so kind to address them if you have them. So thank you, and see you on Friday.
Yes. And also just a quick reminder for all persons to respond to the questionnaire that will come out after, so we can best address your from a monitoring and evaluation perspective, to respond to the questionnaire as well.
Yes, it's so important, the feedback that you give Caribbean Export and the UKTP program, because we are always trying to understand what is best for you. Of course, we have experts like Carlos guiding us, but your feedback, what you think, is also important to us. And if you don't fill those type of questionnaires and you don't tell us, we cannot take those opinions into consideration. So it's very critical that you answer them.
Yes. So thank you very much, everyone.
And maybe for an incentive, those that answered the form, the questionnaire, the evaluation form, we're going to send the templates that Carlos talked about. Only
Ah,
to
yeah,
the ones
that's good.
that fill out the forms. So that's an incentive for you. Because like Carlos says, all the formulas are there, so you can use it. So that's an incentive we can offer, right?
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
All right. See you guys on Friday. Thank you
Friday?
so much, Paolo, for this great presentation, and see you guys on Friday.
Great.
Right.
Thank
you
you,
all.
everyone. Stay safe. Bye.
Get out of here. Bye. How do I get out of here? I don't.
Also trying.
Okay. Yes, got it.
Yes.